made this dress by hand, but it only exists once. So I decided to turn it into a digital version using Claude 3D and AI. Some parts worked, but some parts didn't. I've been thinking a lot about this. Why do we spend so much time, so many hours making something that only exists once? Like this dress here. What if we can create everything we make physically, also digitally, for future use? I started with a simple base dress. I used a glue gun, and then I have started gluing every single flower manually. It took quite some time, and it really depends on the client's preference, what the colors they prefer, the quality of the flowers, and ultimately the budget they are willing to invest. You can figure all this out before you actually start making it. You can provide a proper quote in terms of finances and time needed to actually accomplish this. You can map down a contract for your future design before you even lay down one single flower. This part was very physical, very imperfect. Now, the challenge is how we transfer something like this digitally. And no, not just using AI, because AI is an image. It gives you the ideas, but not the proper execution. Like, look at mine here. It doesn't really look like anything like this, is it? So you have to actually start getting proper execution ideas before you actually showcase it to your client, because the image has to reflect what you're going to deliver. So I took a picture of every single flower.
And then you're gonna generate, creating task. And I have already done this. You just have to wait for about a minute and you'll see it on the right side over here is generating. So here are all the flowers they have created. First, it's going to showcase like this. And you see it has some particles here that we can clean up too, but you can upload it by itself too. And then once you do texture, you can put the texture of the image as well. So that's gonna take another 1 minute basically. And then what you're gonna end up with is with this really cool realistic. So now I'm going to download. Let's open Blender, click X to delete this one. And I'm gonna do File, Import, OBJ. And then if you go to edit mode, you're gonna be able to, if you go here to X-ray, you're gonna be able to select everything, click X, vertices, select, click X, select vertices, gone. Select X vertices. And now if you go to this option here and you select statistics, you'll see that when you select the flower, the number of vertices is very high, 61,000. So that's going to be very hard to import into Claude and render. So we need to decimate it, which means is to bring the number down to maybe maximum 5,000. This way it's easier to import and render and even simulate the flowers on the dress. So first you select this, you go back to object mode here, you select the flower, and from this range here, modifiers, you're going to add a modifier. It's called decimate. And then you can bring the ratio down. When you bring the ratio down, you'll see on the left side that the number of vertices is 7,000. The flower still looks pretty good. You'll see that it's changing here too. But I'm pretty happy with it because it's very small showcase on the dress, so you can't really see all the details. So I'm going to put it to about this much. Here's 0.1. So this is how it looks normally. This is how it looks if I reduce the value. And then I'm just going to go here to apply. And now my flower is going to be like this. So okay, now I'm going to go into Claude 3D. Okay, so I'm starting in Claude 3D. I'm using the polygon tool on the right side highlighted. And I'm just, very fast creating the shape of this dress. And I'm just, very fast creating the shape of this dress. This part can go pretty smooth and fast depending on the purpose of your project. If it's just for visual purpose, to just showcase what you're planning to design for a client, then you don't necessarily need to upload your patterns. Here I'm using the sewing tool, segment sewing, just to roughly sew this dress together. Obviously, it doesn't look right in real life to create this dress, but it's really just for visual purpose. Enough, so I don't want to make it too tight either. So here I'm just like adjusting in real life. The straps, in my opinion, are also a little too thin. I want to raise it a little bit because the flowers might be a little heavy and might pull the fabric when I simulate with flowers. And now from here on the right side, I'm going to add button. I'm going to go here, create new button, and upload the OBJ file. Right now, you can select click mesh. The width, if you put it around like 1.1, it's perfect.
And then here, thickness of 0.5, but you can just, it's trial and error, you can do your own. And this is my new button. So I allowed these flowers as buttons. And now I'm going to go on the right side. And before I use the button to apply it, you will need to go to this area here, select the button function, and then apply it. So as you can see, this has no texture. So I'm gonna have to go to my button here at the base color map. And here's where I will put that texture, PNG texture I downloaded from Mesh AI. So I go back into that folder, select the PNG, open, and now as you can see, the flower has its color. It's not really about the texture, it's about the color map. And now I'm opening the render view, and you can tell in the render view, it looks just so beautiful. It's pretty much a 3D object applied on the dress as button. So you can do this process with each of the flowers. I have downloaded, uploaded all the flowers I created in Mesh AI for you if you just want to test it. And now if you go to the button you just created and you select it, if you go to type, you'll see that you have fabric math. You can select velvet or other fabrics, glass, beads, and you can choose your texture. Your program, your Claude 3D program is going to go a little slow. So it depends on the performance of your computer to simulate that. So you can use iridescent, even fur. I suggest you just give it a try if you have the patience and the time to see how changing to different fabrications will look like. Maybe you come up with new design ideas and things that you want to develop, and it's just like easier to do it like that with just the click of a mouse. Once I'm happy with it, I can go forward to the next one. Next flower, I upload it exactly the same way, and then I just use the button function to just create it, to add the fabric. So if you simulate, depending on the weight you put on the button, you can literally simulate with no worries. The 3D objects will not fall on the garment. So here's like different flowers that I attached, and I'm just showing it in fast motion. It's just so much fun to do this. And you can even, aside from the texture map, you download Mesh AI. If you click on the button, you can go to the color portion and you can change it to different matte colors as well. Now I'm just kind of like half through to the process. This is how it looks like. And this is the final result. Physical version and digital version. Okay, they don't look exactly the same, of course not. But now this dress doesn't just exist in physical form, it exists digitally too. That means I can reuse it, repurpose it, recreate ideas starting from here, from a base solid idea that's executable as well. If you want to try this yourself, I put together a short tutorial with Claude 3D file. It's very simple, just to get you started. In less than 10 minutes, you can actually make this or something similar to this.